I got a lot of time to breathe.
We're live.
I'm live. But do sports.
Perfect. All right. What's up, League? Welcome to the first ever The League podcast. We will be doing this on whenever Ethan and I feel like doing it basis going forward. So I would say expect a holiday podcast and a pre-playoff podcast, and anything else is just gravy. Today's podcast is brought to you by Sobe Energy Drinks. Feel the gecko in your belly.
Yum yum lizard.
If you guys want to call in, we have a hotline number you can call in. Ethan, show that number. 480-206-2961. We'll be answering all your questions.
You can call in your feedback.
This is really distracting.
I'm definitely picking up your feedback. I could
really hard.
in my bed.
I have to be plugged in, so maybe.
I will migrate for the duration of this podcast.
You can call into our special sports
For those of you
hotline
that don't know,
any day of the
Sam
week.
is next to me on the couch here. So we're getting a little bit of feedback. We both just got
Butt
bears
ass
tattooed on ourselves.
Yeah, you want to see?
Here's
We're working for Chicago today?
yeah. Obviously, we're from Chicago. It's from my boy Mitch Trubisky. My girlfriend probably hates that joke.
She would think it was
Trubisky.
fun, but
She probably would think it's funny. She doesn't like my team name very much.
You gotta look down at the leg.
Can I get it in there?
There it is.
Boom.
Oh no, because I'm talking.
All right. Well, that's your fault for talking too much. That's a general problem in your life.
Yeah.
So this is a solid first 3 minutes of the podcast, I think.
I hope you enjoy.
Apartment
Naked man.
and showing Sam basically naked.
I mean, everyone wants to get there like Sunday morning, handy. And
We are not going to edit anything out.
No, absolutely
You're gonna
not.
have to watch it all.
so
This is a freedom of speech stance that I'm taking. That whatever is said will just be included.
So no racial.
I will have everyone know that I will be kneeling for the entire duration of this podcast.
Just one more time, in case you have any concerns about anything, questions that we're saying on this podcast, the hotline to call in is 480-206-2961. I understand that this is you will not be watching this live, but you can still call in at any point in time.
The hotline is available 24/7.
24/7. Hotline's available.
Fantasy football questions, relationship problems, just want to talk, call in.
Tax
Tax
advice.
evasion.
Fraud questions, you know who to call.
Call that
Beer
number.
recommendations.
So
Favorite Sobe energy drink flavor.
So this is going to be interesting moving on because I don't think any of us have prepared anything for this segment. So the first segment that
I
we'll
got
be
one
doing,
thing.
perfect. The first segment that we'll be doing every week on this podcast is going to be goats and woats, which are going to be greatest of all time and worst of all time, but we're going to do it for the week. So for this week, we're going to be looking at, this could be this week or last week because we are live during games right now. So Sam, I believe, has something picked already. Do you have a goat or a woat?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, emotionally, Francis is still a woat. But I think an
Always.
actual woat would probably be I Give Up, It Feels Like a Loss by Phil Packman.
Interesting, because I would choose Feels Like a Lost Season, aka Ted. I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Dozier.
Because when you're starting Eli Manning, you've given up all hope.
Yeah, that's like a pretty sad
The
matchup.
Giants feel that way. I believe my metaphor was these are two flaccid penises flopping into each other.
That's kinda
and I
what it looks
stand
like.
by it.
Like Eli Manning has 51 yards, 5 out of 8 throws. Like it's
I would
almost
say
halftime. That's pretty bad.
Ted has the most players with the potential to finish any given week at negative points.
That's a woat status right there.
I mean, unless we're doing golf, and then he's doing great.
Yes, all those fantasy
points.
golf games.
So
Hey, look at that.
Next year, baby.
I have a goat and a woat prepared from last week,
Okay.
both quarterback related. I would like to give myself a woat for starting Tyrod Taylor, who put up 2.9 fantasy points,
Was that like 56 total passing yards?
56 total passing yards. Like, there's a reasonable chance I throw for that much in an NFL game. And he's
No offense,
benched
Tyler.
this
You would
week.
throw into your linemen's heads because you're not tall enough.
Yeah. Good one.
Drew Brees is small.
I'm gonna give myself a vote for starting an injured tight end again. Like I don't know how that happened, but I clearly just missed the whole like Jordan Reed is injured for the next 2 weeks thing, and threw him in there, and that's just dumb.
I would actually like to give Phil a GOAT for starting Jared Goff last week. Scored 26.5 points. Phil scored 137 points and lost.
Damn.
Like, at some point, you just have to feel bad for the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ethan, I'm going to give you a GOAT for starting Robert Woods. I wanted to pick him up. I don't know how much you bid to pick him up. I bid like $4.
I think I bid 11. So, yeah.
Well,
I also want to give a GOAT. No one started him, but Garrett Selleck attributed his fantasy supremacy to being told that he was a fantasy sleeper. So he went out, made it real. That's a man you want on your team.
I don't even know how you do that when you aren't the guy throwing you the ball. But respect.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
I will give you a little bit of a breather on the Tyrod Taylor play because he's been hyped up all season, supposed to have an easy schedule, had a great week before. It was quite unexpected that he completely shit the bed, and now he's been benched. But also, I love to see you fail.
I feel like it's a common theme among every person in this whole entire league is that we all want to see each other fail. At no point, I think, has any of us ever like rooted for someone out of just pure friendship.
I think this will be an interesting segment that we can do right now, where Ethan and I will ask whoever our guest is going forward, who do you root for and who do you actively root against? Like, we're just going to air this out right now, the three of us. I'll start with it. I'm just going to straight up look at the standings and tell you who I root for and who I root against.
In each match?
No, this is every week. Every week I play favorites. Every week I root actively for Phil.
Trying to get in the groomsmen's party.
Yeah.
Brown nose.
I just want to go to another open bar and blackout. Like,
fair.
Another Wednesday night. So I actively root for Phil and for Andrew every week. I am very indifferent as to how Connor does every week and how Martiza does every week. It really and even Sam. I really don't care how Sam does most weeks unless he's playing me. And then I actively root against Ethan, Ted,
Understandable,
James, and most of all, Francis.
I honestly forget James is in this league sometimes. Like, I forget he played. I feel kind of bad, but like historically, except for last year for some reason, James has never had like a huge like fantasy footprint, and so I'm like, oh, like James is there, but like his team's like on fire. You know what I mean?
Whipping boy. Well, see, I root for James because I imagine that last year when he won the championship, that has to have been the greatest night of his life when Kristen was most proud and really just let him put it wherever. And I want him to experience that again.
In the ear.
I don't.
In the ear, exactly.
Me in the championship. I deserve a championship. I've never not made the playoffs.
God.
If I lose to Francis,
if anyone deserves a championship, it's me. I have zero fantasy knowledge, and I've done fantastic.
We're talking about who we actively root against. I root against Sam because there's nothing but blind luck. He auto-drafted his way to a lucky. Like, do you even know the names of the people on your team?
First names or last names? Because I definitely don't know first names.
Last names are fine. Like, do you know?
Can you know what position? Starting lineup next week?
Oh, absolutely not. Like, I kind of forget who my quarterback is. I'm pretty sure it's the Seattle Seahawks guy.
Yes.
Yeah,
Russell
Russell Wilson.
Any guess? What? Okay.
I was really hoping that he'd be wrong.
Ronald Walder.
I know I have Mark Ingram and Amir Abdullah, but I forget people like, I don't know, like.
Do you know what team Amir Abdullah plays for?
I forgot Adam Thielen's name. Like, I thought it was like Anatoly or something earlier.
Do you know what team Mark Ingram is on?
No. Now I'm gonna look, but it's New Orleans. So yeah, the Saints.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's why I root against you.
This is why I'm gonna win a championship. It's gonna be great.
So, yeah, I kind of am actively gonna root against Sam from now on. I'm moving him out of the indifferent column. I now realize that my actively root against column is straight up 5 out of 10 people in the league I am actively rooting against.
That's fair. I am rooting for
Yeah, I kind of root for
getting a lot of love. Like maybe it's his first year in the league or something, but
no, it's his second. We had another. Maybe it was his first year in this league.
This one, yeah, first year in the real league.
We want him to stick around. Don't want him to go away.
So since you didn't ask your guest, I actively root against Francis, obviously, and then Ethan and you, Tyler. Like those are my active root, and actually Ted. Ted has the knowledge to be really dangerous, but like has been very unlucky this season.
I'm okay with that.
So, like when we first started, I honestly thought Ted was gonna be like, and he could still be like a super major threat just because he's a smart fucking dude and he knows his football.
I would say that James also has that football knowledge, but an even worse curse. Yeah, James has to be cursed. I don't know what he did last year, but like he made some deal.
The worst part of that curse too is he won last year and like everyone forgot. Like when he was posting about the like, hey, this is your league champion, I'm pretty sure I was like, that doesn't sound right. That wasn't him. I'm pretty sure that was someone else. And like I feel bad, like go James, like fuck yeah, you won. But I totally forgot. Like maybe that's just me. I felt
it happens. Now that you mention it, I need to text James back. He did a half marathon, and then like I was at a Rams game, and he sent me a long message after his thing, and I think I was just at the game and like forgot.
Cool story.
So, James, I'm gonna send you a text message later today when I'm drunk.
All right. I also root against what's his name? Connor. No, I can throw that in twice. But Connor's just very inactive socially within the league, and it's just like, oh yeah, I've won like every game. Like
I will say though, I admire Connor's responsiveness. I texted him about trading. We worked it out. Everyone who's trading, I think it makes our league better, and I think we're getting to be more reasonable with each other. Because early on, it was only trying to fleece each other and be really aggressive and awful, but now we're actually having like
trying to improve each other's teams. Yeah. Speaking of, if anyone wants to make me a trade offer, I am open to moving pieces.
You have less than a day.
You want Jordan Reed?
I don't. I have Rob Gronkowski.
I'm shutting this down.
Yes.
Sorry. We're not going to have you
Sam and I are not going to have a trade conversation.
Also, I just want to put it out there on the record, Connor, I'll root for you because someday you might be doing my life-saving surgery, and you know what? You're great.
He's like, oh yeah, this guy was such a dick in fantasy football.
Stab me in the heart.
Got alone.
I'm just hoping that he won't charge me. Like, I pay for the really like high deductible minimum insurance policy because it's like $8 a month.
Oh, I pay like $50. I pay for like the premium with child.
Oh,
I'm covered.
No, I'm like just banking on not needing to go to the doctor this year.
All right.
Well, all right. Do we want to move on?
So,
moving on.
Yeah, jumping into hot topic.
Yeah, we're jumping into our hot topics. So normally we would give like guest FaceTime in this segment, but Sam has used plenty of FaceTime, so we're just gonna keep moving. Hot topics. So I wanted to know, is apathy setting in for the three teams that suck? And to be clear, the three teams that I'm singling out are James, Phil, and weirdly, Ted, not Andrew.
Let's just look at some team names. I give
Feels
up.
like a lost season. I give up, and Bruce Wayne was an asshole.
Apathy has already set in. But I do admire they keep coming back every year.
They come back every year.
Because around this time last year, I believe, what was it? Summer was over, 500 days of, what's her name? Phil's one love that got away.
Her name was Summer.
Summer, yeah.
0 days of summer.
He bounced back.
And
if James has taught us anything, if you wait around long enough in this league, your moment can come.
I would say, I just want to remind them, the loser is getting that license plate frame and wearing it on their car until we draft next year.
How are we going to pay for that?
I will Venmo everybody $2.
Rams just fucked a Vikings player.
Nice.
Sexy.
So just like maybe I should send a text in case they don't watch this whole thing, but just remember, guys, you are playing for something still.
We're playing not to get something.
Exactly.
And Tyler has disposable income. He will fly to you and put it on your car while you sleep.
I'm not above doing that. Like,
I would actually kind of like to see that.
Who are my options for who might be getting this? Let's look at this. Andrew, James, Phil.
Anyone could make the playoffs.
I'm really rooting for you because you were the hardest person for me to get to put on your car. Anybody else is like a day drive away. Phil, please don't finish last.
I'll take the East Coast.
Ethan loses.
Phil, I don't care anymore.
Ethan loses on purpose, makes you fly out there just to fuck with you.
I miss you.
I'll visit.
Man,
it's fine. Ethan and I will go out there and be Grimsom in Phil's wedding whenever that happens.
I assume he's going to invite the whole league.
And I do want to ask, on the flip side of this, is we have these 3 apathetic, sad, dejected men. But do you feel like the people at the top are getting cocky?
I think that Ethan, who unfortunately is at the top, so I have to single him out, is not. I feel like you are concerned week in and week out.
That's why I'm on top.
Connor, I feel might be in that cocky position where he's like, I'm 8-2. I just win games. That's what I do.
I mean, we can also look at I don't know what he's doing, but his very low points against. I believe he leads the league in the lowest points against, meaning he is the luckiest in our league. Connor, and if it's lasted this long, maybe it'll keep going. It's strategy, right?
Yeah, he has had the least points scored against him. James has had the most. Phil, the second most. So James and Phil, I don't know. I feel a little bad, but like you also both don't score any points, so you deserve it.
No idea how James does it because he usually leads the league in that statistic every year.
Every year. Connor, meanwhile, is in a solid 5th place in points for. So I think his record is a little bit undeserved.
I would agree.
I think the observation that hurts me the most is that Francis is 4th in points for.
Yeah. Also, I'm just going to ask this question now in case Francis is out there. Why do you have a picture of Ron Swanson as your team? I've never even figured that one out. Like maybe I can click on it. It gets bigger. It makes sense. But I'm not going to do that. So I'm calling you out here. Can you explain that one to us?
Francis, you're on notice. I agree with Ethan here. Your team was Friday Night Dykes. That has nothing to do with Ron Swanson. That's not even the same TV series. Yeah, what's going on there? I think that shit needs to be explained. I also think it's the perfect transition to our next segment, assuming you guys didn't have a bunch more going on for this one.
Nope.
With best team name change / best team name overall.
And I thought we were gonna go into hot topic in football.
We already
going to do team names and then we'll jump to hot topic. Oh no, he wants to talk about hot topic, the clothing.
Oh, like the clothing. All right, well you'll get your chance.
They have a fantasy football line of clothing, and I think that's something we should explore.
Oh, we will get there.
I actually had no idea this is a thing, and now I'm kind of excited. Are we going to get drunk and order shirts later?
I'm kind of into it. One has a fantasy football wizard.
You obviously need shirts.
And he's like holding the ball with like the arm out kind of thing, and he has like his wizard staff. And like I know a bunch of the Heisman post, and like a bunch of 14-year-olds probably have this, but I'm kind of into it.
I will be posting links to shirts in the league later, and Sam and I will be likely bulk ordering.
I will dig up that picture of me dressed as a fantasy football wizard for Halloween with the gold tights and the Cam Newton jersey.
That sounds like such a great idea. I don't even think they have. Like, was I? I don't remember that.
Yeah. How can you not remember every? Oh, that was a dirty tackle. I remember that. Team names. It kind of hurts to say, but I really do appreciate Team Lame Marie.
Thank you.
I agree. I think that team name change of the week goes to Sam for Team Lame Murray.
I do always appreciate personal attacks. So a shout out to the Packers aren't good, and Bruce Wayne was an asshole, but more like Team Lame Murray gets it for me.
I think, and then obviously worst team name. There's no way around it. It's Mertiza. Like.
Yeah.
Or Phil. No, Phil changed his name. So yeah, it's Mertiza.
It's Team
Marie.
Phil is straight up I give up, and then separately in division a period. And I love that it's entered into the division as opposed to the team name part. So Mertiza, if I can change your name as league commissioner, I'm going to at this point. Because you clearly have no interest in what it is, so I'm just going to make it Forever Pledge.
I remember that he also has a tendency to have just really confused, like no name Villa Uno. What was that?
Westside Villa Numero Uno.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, just across the board, you're terrible at naming your team.
You are now forever pledge. I think we can do it.
I think that I can do that in my league manager abilities.
Yeah, but easily worst team name. Followed by, I do feel like you create your own destiny. And when your team name is I give up, you have given up. And Phil, anyone could have made the playoffs. You got to believe in yourself.
You scored 137 points last week, Phil.
You're better than most people.
That is second best in the league for the week.
It's only a lost season when you give up. Look at your bench. You have maybe a shot. Probably not. Okay. You're gonna lose, but you might not.
I do want to say that I want to say maybe more of a surprising take. The name Golden Tate Warriors. I don't like it. The Warriors are basketball, and you don't own Golden Tate anymore. Oh wait, he does.
Also, I feel like you just Googled that one.
Why do you own Golden Tate?
Golden Tate had a couple great games earlier.
But it's also a very generic name.
Yeah, Matt Stafford decided he doesn't want to win.
That's also Josh Tan's fantasy football name that I see in his snaps all the time. So I'm just gonna throw that out there.
We have 8 seconds for the Saints to maybe score. Oh, they spiked the ball. Never mind. Keep going. It was about to be exciting.
It's all right.
Did Mark Ingram get another point? Another touchdown?
No, fuck you. They're gonna throw it. They have like 4 seconds.
Before it gets any farther in these matchups, is we need to move into we're doing a pick'em segment right now. And Ethan and I will be inviting a guest on every week, and we'll be doing a pick'em segment. So we'll be filling out a chart where we're going to pick the winners of each matchup. Whoever loses the pick'em segment will have to change their team name to whatever the other 2 winners choose for a week.
Oh, so I actually have to look at the matchups. I can't just hot take it.
So the first one, you can hot take it. Like the first one is me versus Connor. For what it's worth right now, I'm projected 20 more points than Connor. So I'm going to pick myself.
I will also pick Tyler. I think Matt Ryan is going to have a crazy game. It's not going to be good enough. And Emmanuel Sanders will have 1 catch for 11 yards, and that's all.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Tyler. I think Phil's going to take it this week between Phil and Ted.
I like Phil. I want to root for Phil. I'm picking Phil. I'm going with Sam on this one.
Looking at it, I don't know. I'm sorry, Phil, but I think Ted's going to do it. Doug Baldwin's going to get forced the ball. It's going to be a shootout, Atlanta Seahawks. I think
after all that pep talk, just shutting him down.
Yeah, I think it's Ted.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right. So we've got finally a differing in opinion. Yeah, love it. Love it. James versus Andrew.
I think Andrew's going to take it. I mean, Drew Brees, neither Drew Brees or whoever the fuck that is, Alex Smith are doing well in either of their games currently. And I don't really see the rest of their team really making an impact at this point.
This is I
mean, LaShawn McCoy's still out there and ready to play, but that's on Andrew's team. I think Andrew's going to take it.
I'm pretty sure Alshon Jeffrey is injured, so it might be a Nelson Aguilar game.
Oh, that could play into things.
Oh man, they're both so bad.
This is a really tough matchup to watch. This might be the most interesting matchup of the week, but no one wants to watch any of these players play.
You know what? I'm gonna toss it to James. I think he's gonna eke it out.
All right, James. I'm gonna go Andrew.
I'm going Andrew purely because I don't think Kelvin Benjamin's gonna. You know what? I don't know. This is tough. Is Kelvin Benjamin going to be better with their bullshit backup quarterback for the Bills, or is he going to be worse? I don't know. Is he a safety blanket? Probably not. I'm going to go with Andrew.
Also, I'm pretty sure – well, Kelvin Benjamin might be the only receiver because Clay and Zay Jones might be out.
So they have no options.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. All right, so Francis and Ethan.
I refuse to ever consider Francis. It's me. Fuck you, Francis.
I still like your team name a lot. It really makes me happy that just it hurts you so much that you change your team name that says I lost him.
push me to greatness to remember a shortcoming.
I also hadn't looked at this matchup yet, and this is hands down the matchup of the week is Ethan versus Francis.
Oh, yeah.
Like the projected is insane. They had that trade together where they shipped like very valuable players around.
I'm gonna go Ethan.
I want Ethan to win, so I'm putting down Ethan. Like that is just I refuse to vote for Francis.
I'm gonna go Ethan too.
Yeah, I won't let you guys down.
I mean, I'm not going because I just refuse to vote for Francis. I think Ethan has the better team this week. I think
Melvin Gordon can have a bigger game than Todd Gurley has, and that could be the difference.
Yep, that's why I didn't trade.
Now we got more like Team Lamery versus Team Tamery. Fuck Forever Pledge.
I think
Mertiz is gonna win it. To be honest, like looking in, I fucked up with Jordan Reed. Like that's just a player down. Like he just has the advantage already.
Also, 37 points from Antonio Brown in the Thursday game, 3 touchdowns. I'm punting Tamery to Team Mertiza just because
it's Mertiza for sure.
Mertiza is going to be high score of the week.
Yeah, that LASIK surgery he got like really helped him out seeing the future in this game.
Tevin Coleman is going to light it up because Devonta Freeman's out. Seattle's defense is missing a bunch of key players.
You want more alcohol?
Yeah, I need more alcohol. I need to get my charger too, so I'm just going to grab both at the same time.
I do think Sam might be able to crack 100. Russell Wilson should have a
good game. I mean, like,
I think Russell Wilson will finish his quarterback one
for Atlanta.
He's playing as a Falcons. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I also have well, actually, I don't have anyone else on the Seahawks to like double up those points. So, yeah, it's Russell Wilson kind of holding it down for me. I mean, he's had a couple like more than 30 games, so
I'm happy that he scored the points against you because I play you next week for Team Tamery, and I'm gonna beat you.
You play me or you play Mertiza?
I play Mertiza. I'm speaking to Mertiza through the computer right now.
Oh, weird.
Even though I stare into your deep blue eyes.
We just look at each other. I'm into it.
Yeah. I should get shirtless to fit in.
Since Tyler is out,
we're going to move into our next segment. We'll move back to buy and sell. So we'll start off. Oh, poor Andrew. We're coming back to you. So we're doing this. Buy or sell on Andrew, currently sitting at 3-7, still has a chance to make the playoffs. What's your take?
So, what do you mean buy or sell? Like, what's the? You should explain this segment.
I'll provide clarification on the segment right now. So this is buy or sell. I got back, I had to plug in my computer and get more alcohol. So buy and sell is basically like, do you think that this is a thing or not? So not necessarily like one of them I didn't word well, but so the first one that we're doing is buy or sell. Andrew still has a chance to make the playoffs at 3-7. So if you buy that, then you believe Andrew has a chance to make the playoffs. If you sell that, you believe Andrew does not have a chance to make the playoffs.
Got it.
So that's kind of how that segment is going. So the first one, buy or sell. Does Andrew have a chance to make the playoffs right now? He is 3-7, and I believe 2 of us picked him to win this week.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think he may win this week, and then judging by his next couple matchups, I don't think he will. I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, looking at his schedule is a little tricky. I want to believe in you, buddy, but I don't think this is your year.
I think he comes up from a game short. He's going to lose to Ethan in a game that he needs to win to make the playoffs is what's going to happen.
Also, we've been saying that LaShawn McCoy's end-of-year season is the reason to hold him, but he's not really playing up to it, and I think the quarterback change is just going to shut down the Bills' offense.
Yeah. I don't know why you wouldn't just bring pressure on every single down if you're playing the Bills at this point in time. Their quarterback's not going to be able to handle it well, and you'll stuff the run at the same time.
And apparently the Dolphins lost faith in Devontae Parker. Like, they're no longer valuing him for some unknown reason. Yeah, your team is sort of falling apart.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, considering Jay Cutler seemed to think he was a faster Alshon Jeffrey.
And you did have the period of time where Greg Zuerlein was scoring like a wide receiver, but I think that might be ending.
But game time decision.
Again, if anyone has a different take on this, maybe Andrew, you have a different take on this.
You can call in.
Call into the hotline. 480-206-2961. 480-206-2961. Answering any and all questions, taking any and all complaints, concerns,
You can also
whatever
text,
it is.
Text long defenses.
Yeah, you can also text in. The access code is 69420. Text that first and then text anything you want. Direct phone calls through though.
He's been pretty healthy this year.
My red zone died. I blame this podcast. Okay, so next buy or sell. Sam is our special guest. You want to lead into number 2 for us?
Yeah. Next buy or sell.
All right, Phil or James finishing last.
I like to give him a job he can handle.
I think it's gonna be Phil. I think it's the mentality. Like James is still trying, but Phil's given up, and I think he's focused more on his personal life rather than his fantasy football life, and that's a mistake that's gonna cost him, folks.
This is less than anybody in the league. If you want to win, don't get engaged. There's really a negative correlation with getting engaged and fantasy performance.
Like if you want to have a happy, fun life, like just don't get engaged. If you want to have money, don't get engaged. If you want to, be good at fantasy football, don't get engaged. I think I've just decided for all of us that if we want to be fantasy football champions, none of us have a future relationship.
I would rather die alone and have a 5-year win streak than ever get married. I also think that, oh man, this is tough, but I think Phil is going to finish in last place.
I'm going to look at the lineups right now. I'll be honest, I don't want it to be Phil.
It's going to be close. I mean, Alex Smith had been playing up, but also James put so much stock into the Packers offense. And that's not going to –
almost a buy or sell topic that I did was buy or sell James owning as many Packers as he did.
I also don't understand why he rostered Cameron Artis Payne. Interesting.
I don't know who Chester Rogers is.
Well, obviously, he's Indianapolis' star wide receiver. You would also think with a name like Chester Rogers, he would be white, but go figure.
Yeah. James, your team's all over the place. I'm picking James for last place in the league this year.
I also think Jordy Nelson is droppable.
I think James's bench is droppable.
Yeah.
I don't know who Austin Eckler is either.
He's a pass-catching running back for the Los Angeles Chargers. Had a good week when Jacksonville schemed against Melvin Gordon, but Melvin Gordon is about to just run train this week, and Austin Eckler will fade into the background again. Austin Eckler, I think, is like maybe 40 pounds heavier than Tyler and like an inch taller, and that is not enough to get tackled by a 300-pound man repeatedly.
That is someone who, just like
scary.
Tariq Cohen.
Yeah,
that's a man
he's under 200 pounds.
Early 30s. Like he's going to be a broken man by 30.
I do think maybe you might have a point after I pull up their entire roster because I do not bother memorizing other people's teams.
I think when you look at
Phil might have a little more of a chance. I think it's going to be dirty and scrappy and gross. And
I feel that I almost want to say that I'm looking at their schedules right now. Let's see what they've got. I'm hoping that they play each other. Like that's what would make me happiest.
Phil has Connor and Francis left. Francis is unfortunately going to probably pummel him.
James has me and Connor left. There is no winning here.
They're both fucked.
Yeah.
They're probably going to tie for last place.
What are we doing that?
Well, in that case,
like benches?
I think Phil has more points for. So, Phil, you're going to edge him out.
You got this, Phil. Luckily, we do losers bracket in the playoffs. So, like, it could go either way. But regular season, they're going to tie for last place, I think.
Yeah, losers bracket, you can't go back up to the top and win it, right?
No, absolutely not. You just move up.
You don't jump from the losers bracket.
Hey, that's how we do it in skee-ball, so I don't know.
By the way, the fantasy football hot topic shirt is only $7.50 for the record.
We can have a fantasy football hot topic.
They're sold every size, though. Never mind, you can't get it.
That's out. Bullshit. Why would
just make our own?
How did you not know that would be the most popular item Hot Topic carries this year?
Why don't we just make that? We can make our own pretty easily.
This is true. All right, we'll be submitting bulk orders later.
Stick figure of a wizard and a football. I'm drawing.
Hand drawn by me.
Yep.
After drinking a beer.
Buy or sell. Number 3. Let's move on.
This is the motel outside of my apartment is the one from the league. when Dirty Rafi and Randy go
Dirty
to Los Angeles. I think that everybody has probably seen this episode. I'm going to pull up. I will include a link to what the motel is.
I feel like logistically...
No. That's not like Ted. You think
it could be.
Ted for a minute.
But I also do think that they would film somewhere in the valley.
I don't think it is. Like, I agree it's like a very similar hotel, but I think the parking lot's different. I don't think it is.
I'm gonna... What's your address, Tyler? I'm Google Earthing it.
It's called Paradise Motel, and the zip code is 90012.
We're answering the big questions for the people.
This is what's important right now. I'm posing in the wind.
90012. Okay. It's on the Sunset Strip. Like, people, I guarantee, overdose there and die all the time.
Yeah, it's a scary place.
Here's a good image of it, taken just before dark.
Are you posting in the Google Doc?
It is in the thread for the league. This is what it looks like. Paradise Motel. Is it or is it not the one from the league? I'm saying I'm buying it. I think it is.
I'm saying no.
I'm gonna go with no because the sign on the actual motel. Oh, they could have color corrected it to make it less likely. Because the sign in the actual hotel I'm seeing is blue, but that could be an older one.
Look at the second image I sent.
The second image is 1000% that has the same orange building and yellow building right next to it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with, that is definitely the motel where Dirty Randy's friend was murdered. Yeah,
no,
I think that's it.
If I'm honest.
I don't think so. I'm going to sell. I'm not going with it.
Wait, is the motel, the image that you sent, the first one, the Paradise, that's the actual thing, but is the second image the one from the league? Which one is from the league?
No, those are... Neither. Those are just literally the Google image of the motel. One's with its sign lit up at night.
Well, I'm trying to look up what it looks like in the league, buddy.
Yeah. Let's see. The league motel.
We're here answering the big questions.
Yeah. I'm really glad that people are get to listen to us. Just kind of. You know what? Theirs is called Pink Motel.
Well, you can change it for. I mean,
for a movie. But I don't think it's the right one. Sorry. Selling.
I feel like they probably would have filmed in the valley because filming in downtown LA would have to be so much more of a pain. I'm going to go from logistics. It's somewhere in the San Fernando Valley. It is not the one outside of your apartment. That said, I bet if you went in there, breathed deep, it would very much so get you high off of all the residual cocaine.
So
yeah, it probably just rains down from the ceiling.
Also, I just found the address of where it's filmed, and it's filmed at a place called The Pink Motel, 9457 San Fernando
Road.
Sun Valley,
Ethan is right.
Woo!
Fair enough.
So I get an extra 5 points this week in the league, right?
Yeah, I think so. I'm approving that.
Yeah, I don't need him to beat Francis, but whatever.
Yeah, it's Francis's own fault for not being on the podcast. Otherwise, he could have got the extra 5 points. Like, I don't think it's important that he doesn't even know that this is being filmed right now. He should have been more proactive. And, yeah. So what do we have left? We've got
Connor exclusively.
How do we feel about Connor basically exclusively starting Monday night players?
Super annoyed. I want to check in on how his team's doing, and then I can't until Monday night, and I'm busy. I got plans, and I can't check in. And then the next time I check in, I'm like, oh, fuck, Connor just scored 100 points tonight. Like, it went from like, oh, maybe this is a competition to nope, Connor stomped them.
Yeah. Connor's projected 100 points. His team has 9 points right now in the biggest block of games. What are you doing? Please play teams that start at 10 a.m. so that we can keep up with your team. I will be busy Monday night.
Yeah, some of us have Dungeons and Dragons, dude. We gotta get that in. You think that's a joke, but that's actually what I do on Monday nights.
Oh shit! Ethan did get dropped from the call. Let me see if I can re-add him.
Uh-oh.
So, anyways, Ethan missing out on this conversation, but we'll bring him back. Oh, here he is. Ethan. I see you. Are you here?
Ethan. I think he's frozen.
All right. Well, Ethan, chime in the second that you're here.
Good.
And, we'll just keep rolling without him, so that you guys don't have to listen to
Womp womp.
dead airtime.
Well, I think that's actually the end of the podcast. I mean, Connor's starting Monday Night Players.
Got his personal power rankings, where I want the guests to go ahead. Or I'll rattle mine off first. You can take a minute to think of what yours are. So these power rankings are going to be based purely on how I feel, having had like 4 bourbons by noon on a Sunday.
Yeah.
So looking at who the teams are, power rankings. Ethan's number 1. Ethan scores fucking so many points. It's unreal. It's irritating.
Fuck yeah, I am, and I'm back.
Oh god damn it! Back.
Right in at the right time. I love it.
Ethan, real quick, how do you feel about the fact that Connor basically exclusively started Sunday night and Monday night players this week?
I don't even know how he manages to do that.
I don't know, but it's irritating as shit.
Yeah, super annoying.
It's pretty annoying because I like being able to go in thinking like, I know how things are ending, especially on the East Coast. I'm not ashamed to admit that I can't finish the 8:30 games on Sunday nights.
Yeah.
And it's pretty annoying.
In the future, we need to have
he is probably... I feel like he's out there like doing his surgeries, like vasectomies left and right or whatever he's doing. I think he just castrates homeless people. And
it's called charity.
He finishes a shift, and he's like, "Oh, I can watch my game." That's probably what he's doing. But it's kind of fucked up to the rest of us.
Yeah, I agree with you. So that's fucked up. All right, I'll continue my power rankings now that Ethan has returned just in time to hear that he's number 1 in my power rankings. Number 2, I'm just going to put myself number 2 because, well, I think that there's a really tight-knit group of people in the number 2 ranking that could range anywhere from, like, Mertiza, Sam, Francis, unfortunately, Connor. I think all of those people are all kind of right there. So I'm just going to put myself second. The rest of you can put yourself in whatever order you want. And then it's going to go Andrew, Phil, James in order, bottom 3.
Interesting.
All right. I guess I'll jump in for power rankings. For the top, like, I hate it, but Connor's like some sort of fucking savant. Like, he's like cutting people up and setting his lineup right before and like leaving it, and then he's like, "Yeah, I kind of knew." Like, I don't know what they teach you in that doctor school of yours, but like clearly fantasy football is part of the curriculum.
This is probably one of the things that, now that Sam mentioned, that I've been underplaying is that Ethan and I, or Ethan, I mean, it's going well for Ethan this season, but, you know, extreme amounts of fantasy knowledge, but we are clearly not doing something to appease the fantasy gods that Connor is doing. And I feel like I need to take that in consideration into my rankings more, even for Francis too, who somehow...
How many lives have you saved this year?
You know what?
No, if anything, I've probably endangered lives.
So maybe that's what it is. Like, Connor's saving lives. At least I think. I think he's like catching babies when they pop out of vaginas or butts, wherever they come from.
Here's how it goes. After he castrates the homeless people, he saves the testes, distills like pure testosterone, shoots it back.
He might. Testosterone doping. I'm in.
There will be, starting next week, an ongoing investigation into doping in the league. It will not include drug tests because we will all fail them.
Yeah.
But I will basically just come around and feel if your balls feel smaller than I think they should.
Interesting. Well, back on the power rankings, I think Mertiza has a like number 2, number 3 spot. Like, he's been doing super well. Right now, his team's going off. He's gonna beat me for sure. Unless like Russell Wilson has like an 80-point game. Like, Mertiza's dicking me. So I think Connor first, Mertiza, and then you and Ethan honestly tied for like 3rd. Would be my guess because you guys care so much and you actually have the fantasy knowledge, and you know, I think that plays into it. And then I agree with your bottom 3. Like, I'm somewhere in the mid pack. Like, I've been banking on NFL predictions and their basically gifted advice that's in every player's little summary. And I've just been kind of going off their advice. I mean, I've made like 1 or 2. I mean, yeah. I figure they're smarter than I am, especially about this.
Yeah. Well, that's valid.
Why take my own advice when there's a fantasy expert saying, "No, you should do this other thing"? And I'm like, "All right, cool." Like, that seems like a better.
I'm moving Sam down in my rankings purely because he doesn't trust himself. Also, I am going to ask for Ethan and Sam's permission on this. I realize that I can indeed edit team names. I would like to change Martiza's team name to Forever a Pledge with the abbreviation FAP.
I like it.
Approved?
Yeah,
Approved.
Great.
Voted.
Martiza, if you have any problems with this, you can.
We should do this fraternity style. You should propose a motion. Propose a motion.
Yeah.
We should do this fraternity style. Propose a motion.
I move to change Martiza's name to Forever a Pledge and FAP.
Seconded.
Great. Motion passes unanimously. If Martiza somehow makes it to this hour into the podcast to find out that I did this, please submit a complaint to me and I will promptly change it back.
Please submit it
to the hotline.
Yeah,
submit it to the hotline.
Complaints need to be submitted to the hotline. I will not be addressing any myself. The hotline, once again, is 480-206-2961. Brought to you by Sobe Pure Rush Energy Drinks.
Feel the gecko in your belly.
Available in Tropical Twist and Appleberry Burst.
We should get Power Thirst to sponsor us. Do you guys remember that? Power Thirst?
What was the powdered alcohol?
Yeah, is that like when Ethan and I wanted to make alcoholic protein drinks? Because that was
that's like Milkahol or whatever.
Yeah, what happened to powdered alcohol?
That's still a thing, but I think it kills people a lot, and so they kind of
realize that you have to basically snort a mountain of it to get drunk, and you're like, that's inconvenient. Like, this is basically drinking a protein shake at this point.
I thought it was like the opposite. I thought you had to snort like just a tiny bit, and you were like blacked out.
That might be when you vaporize alcohol.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Whenever Ted's on, interview him about that. He did that, and
Ted.
I'm pretty sure he fell asleep in a urinal. So
I've heard that it's horrible for your lungs. So Ted, I can't wait to hear about you doing Vaportinis and the state of your lungs.
Well, I'll give you my power rankings.
Fantastic.
As scared as I am to admit it, I do think I am first. Points for.
You're first.
Solid running backs, solid wide receivers. I might have just gotten Greg Olsen back. Great tight end. Carson Wentz is playing out of his mind. MVP candidate. After that, I think I want to say Martiza, but I think there's some big question marks on his team.
I want
specifics. I think Tevin Coleman, should Devonta Freeman be out for a length of time, will be fantastic. Phenomenal running back. I think if Tevin Coleman ever goes to another team, he could be a feature back. I am thinking that after this week, Tyreek Hill is going to get a little shaky. DeMarco Murray, he's been so inconsistent all season, and the whole Marcus Mariota sucked, and the Titans are running through that, and so he's got to start DeMarco Murray every week that he's on the field, but you never know what you're going to get. It could be that phenomenal game, 20-plus points, or he's going to get like 4 points. So that right there is very tricky, and I mean, Lamar Miller, when Deshaun Watson was there, was going to be a great running back, but now you've got Tom Savage heading things up. Yeah. Then after that, Sam keeps scoring points, but I will put Tyler just ahead of him. Tyler, if you can crawl into the playoffs and get Zeke back,
yeah, you got a big.
That's the dream.
So I would go first overall myself. You know what? I'll nudge Tyler right above. I'll put Tyler, Martiza. Connor, I think, is only winning through luck, so I'm not going to rank him as high. I would put Sam 4th, Connor 5th, with Francis 6th. He should probably be higher, but you know what, Francis? Just go fuck you. Respectfully. No respect. Just fuck you, Francis.
Yeah, there's no respect here.
And then the bottom 4, I mean, that's sad.
Put them in order.
Ted, because David Johnson might come back.
Really?
He has his cast off.
I don't know. I dropped him in my other league.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably not going to, but he could come back. So I'll give you that. Then Andrew Phil James.
Andrew Phil James. Fair enough. James, that's 2 last place rankings from me and Ethan, and we know what we're doing.
Yeah. I don't know how the playoff bracket is set up, but I could see I would say right now it's probably going to end up being in the Final Four. Me, Tyler.
Thielen? Yeah, baby.
How are the Rams doing?
Connor.
7-7 still, but Thielen just caught another reception for. I mean, it doesn't really matter.
I want to make Final Four.
Mertiz is gonna fuck me.
I think it'll be Final Four.
I'd like to make Final Four, obviously.
So the way that it's set up is the top 2 get buys. So right now, Ethan, you're looking at a buy, and Connor, I don't know. Connor's probably going to lose this week, I think. I think he's going to lose to me this week. So then Mertiza comes into the conversation. Sam comes into the conversation. I come into the conversation for who might be looking at that other buy. So I think Ethan for sure making the Final Four.
Our predicted bracket has Sam and Tyler playing in the first round of the playoffs, just by the way.
All right. Great. I'm in.
I love it.
That would be a good match, I think.
I think Mertiza could beat Francis if it comes down to that, and then Mertiza will be a force to be reckoned with.
So who do you think's going to win it all this season?
Yeah, let's end it with that. Final take.
Ooh.
Hot take. Don't think. Go. Go, Toby Lauren.
Playoffs come down. Me versus Mertiza. I take it all. I beat Mertiza. I'm doing it.
You're doing it. Ethan. By blind luck, I somehow win. I take it.
I have 2 predictions. 1, if I do not make it to the final, Ethan's taking the whole thing. Love it. 2, if I make it to the final, Zeke comes in, I take the whole thing.
All right.
Fair.
We basically just picked ourselves.
I mean, yeah. Unbiased. This is solid commentary.
Look at that, though. We're confident and we're winners. The people being like, oh, my season's over. You're at the bottom. Learn something from us.
Speaking of you people, I will be sending invites to Phil and then probably James because he'll actually show up for the next episode of the podcast. So stay tuned for that.
Great. All right. Signing off, I guess.
If you have any comments or feedback, send them to the hotline.
Yeah, comments or feedback, please. We could use them. We want to make it as good as we can. Hotline, once again, 480-206-2961.
Side note, we're going to be doing a raffle for a football and a kickstand for the most artistic dick pic sent to the hotline. So send your most artistic dick pic to 480-206-2961. You could do a DBF, the dick ball's face. You could do something artsy, black and white. But we're going to be judging, giving you a football and a kickstand. Again, that number is 480-206-2961.
And to be clear, Sam and I will be sponsoring this football. It will be paid for by us or Sobe Pure Rush energy drinks.
Feel the gecko in your belly.
You know what we should have done? Before we end, we should have done our 2015 25-yard field goal bet during this this guest shot. We should have done that.
We should have.
Sam, you cannot kick a field goal.
I can kick a 25-yard field goal.
I see professional kickers miss those for extra points all the time.
Yeah, but I'm not professional, so I'm not going to miss.
Sam will break his or kick Tyler in the face.
I'm not holding the ball. This needs to be on a stand. There's no way I'm standing.
Oh, yeah, it's on a stand, and I'm pretty sure we decided on 3 warm-up kicks and then 1 actual kick.
Okay,
You're going to pull a hamstring.
By, the next couple of weeks in the podcast, we'll get Sam onto a field kicking a field goal, and we will include that in the video. So,
yeah.
Anyways, hope this improves everybody's commute that you have to work if you have a real person job. That's what I do. Great little listen. Till half an hour each way.
Last thing I would say is, fuck you, Francis. Jarvis Landry doesn't deserve any of those touches.
Don't forget to shop at Hot Topic.
Go Jay Cutler.
So
shop at Hot Topic. Get your shirts.